Hey guys, this is Lovin Meets with Fahad Kaleem. He's the creator of the viral clip Isn't That Concerning. He has had a phenomenal history of internet success, making 117 million likes on his own TikTok page, and he does it for brands and businesses as well. Also, he's just a funny guy with a lot of insight and background about growing up in Dubai.
I mean, isn't that concerning if you have missed the interview? So don't forget to subscribe to the Lovin Meets podcast wherever you get your podcast from, and enjoy.
Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show. If you were born deaf, what language would you think in? Today's guest is Fahad Kaleem, the man behind Isn't That Concerning, where he mixes humour with thought-provoking ideas. He has had absolutely phenomenal social success to the tune of 117 million likes on his own TikTok account. He also helps others to do the very same. Welcome to the show, Fahad. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's an honor.
We're excited to chat. An honor still.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here. And by the way, I'm a huge fan. I follow you and I love your content.
Thank you.
So the video, If You Were Born Deaf, got 55 million likes. Tell us about how did you come up with that question, and tell us about it.
So, I mean, it started off with making fun of Gary Vee, where I wasn't doing podcast content. And then slowly I saw that there's a lot of these motivation, financial gurus out there. So I was like, okay, how can I make fun of these? Because they all kind of say the same thing again and again.
Right.
And then it kind of was just like a parody of that. And then I ran out of things that I could say because it was all nonsense. And then I just started kind of Googling on Reddit and like on, TikTok. People are always talking about thought-provoking ideas. And half of them, I don't even know where I get them from, because people DM me stuff all the time. Or like this specific video was a version that I had already done before, but it was about something else and people reacted. So I was like, okay, let's change this variable in this sentence and it'll work. And it just worked.
Some people nearly think you're serious, right?
Yeah. A lot of people think that I mean what I say, but it's just a parody. It's satire.
But is it annoying when you're putting out something that you know it's meant to be humorous and you're getting that type of reaction?
No, I mean, I'm just trying to put out one video a day, and I'm just trying to see how to grow the reach as fast as possible. So I'm spending less time in the engagement of what people are saying and more time on researching on what might work and might not work. So it's okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Were you like the class clown?
Yes, yeah. I got bullied a lot back in school for that by my friends, but I guess I figured out like the lamest form of humor for myself, which I found interesting, and people started liking it.
You actually got bullied for being funny?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't funny. I was more like I would make seriously lame jokes in class, and people were just like, "What is this guy doing?" But with time, as time progressed, I just stuck by it. I was like, "No, this is funny to me." Like if I would see a tissue box, I could imagine something that's funny about it. Looking at it and talk about it. And people just like, this guy's on the spectrum or something. Like something's not right with him. But
I love silly humor.
Yeah, it's my thing.
Can you remember like a joke that you made in class when you were younger?
That would be tough. I don't know. I remember we used to be like, the teacher would be teaching us something in like science about like biology, and I just repeat something she said, which is like a fact. And I started laughing about it, like, what do you mean the trees grow like with photosynthesis or something super lame? Like, it's the way you say it.
Right.
It comes down to the execution. And like, some of the people would find it funny, but some people are like, are you okay? Like, what are you talking about? And from that, it kind of just grew into me making videos with my friends. Twitter was actually the first time I experienced something actually went viral. Someone picked up my video, posted it on Instagram, and then it kind of just progressed into TikTok and so on. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about your Is It Concerning?
Yeah.
Video. So what does nothing look like? Isn't that concerning? What's been your favorite clip to shoot so far?
So there was this one video where I was speaking about real estate, and it basically goes like, if you buy a piece of land, do you own it all the way down to the center of the earth? And I genuinely had this question. This one I didn't get off of Google. And this is my favorite video because no one's actually given me a straight answer for it. Because like if you own an apartment, do you own the 3D space in the building, like 200 years into the future? And that is extremely concerning to me. Like, what are we
That's
buying?
deep.
Yeah,
Very deep.
yeah,
You know, I love like the awkward pause.
yeah. That always gets people. But what's more interesting is that the people who are on the podcast are not even there. Like, I filmed their reactions months before I actually shoot a video that works for them. So I'm actually sitting in so this whole video that you see is being shot inside a mobile van. It's our company K9 unit, and we've basically converted a Sprinter van into a podcast studio. And whenever you can there's actually a video with one of my friends, Sean, where you see I drag him out of the van during the podcast video. And so I just get my people onto the show, record them for 5 minutes, and then I use their reaction later on. So they're not like, none of the videos, they're actually sitting there.
Oh my God, my mind is absolutely blown.
I'm sitting alone over there for like 20, 30 minutes recording all these ideas that I have and clipping them together.
We thought you were with people, you're with them.
No, they're not there.
You know what's interesting is because I know you've collabed with Jason Derulo, and I'm pretty sure you're in the same place. But like, do you ever have, if they're not there, for example, if you wanted to sit down with one of us, like, is anyone like concerned about their image rights being used in controversial comedy?
Once they're coming on my show, most of these people are my friends. Most of these people know what I'm doing, what my content is. So like, there's no waiver that I make them sign as per se. All of them are content creators. Right. But like, it's free reach. A video could get 55 million views if you're on it with me. You know, who's gonna say no to free reach?
I mean, we have noticed that when you are like saying something that is like funny, there's this awkward pose of like, you're wondering, would you think that is a dry sense of humor, or would you think of it like, because like if I'm making a joke, I would like crack laughing like on spot.
I think that's the reason it works. It's also that awkward pause. Like people see their reaction in you, and like when you give this awkward pause, that's what kind of drives that humor into it. If I don't give that, but in some videos I actually laugh. Like in some videos I end the video with me breaking into laughter. So I've done a lot of these parody podcasts with Sean, where we both end up laughing in the end, and so that's on purpose because that is just extremely hilarious, and like, but that happens naturally as well. It plays both ways.
I want to flip back a little bit because you said you started using Twitter, and that was how the first video went viral. But kind of, and we know that you've kind of got your own company behind the scenes. But what has the social growth been like for you? Did you study? Did you go to university? Did you go straight into comedy? How did your parents deal with that? Yeah,
so I dropped out of college in 2019. I think, I was doing electrical engineering. I did 2 universities. I don't know if I can say their names, so I'm just gonna skip that. But for me, comedy wasn't my passion. I was looking to become like Tony Stark. Like, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I wanted to go into engineering. I wanted to build robots and stuff like that. But I found myself making content as a hobby. And it kind of just started growing, specifically when Twitter went viral for me. When someone posted a video of mine on Instagram, I was like, how did this happen? How does a video go from 0 to 500,000 views when you just have like 500 followers? And so I kind of became super obsessed with trying to recreate that. And that's exactly around where Musical.ly turned into TikTok, and TikTok started becoming a thing. And back in 2020, you could just post any video from your gallery on TikTok and get views. It wasn't this hard to go viral. And back then I wasn't doing any podcast content. Back then I was making fun of my mom and my dad and that Desi parents thing where, you know, you kind of show relatable experiences growing up as a child with your parents. And my parents never really had a problem with it. They were pretty supportive of it. They found it funny. My mom was more like, I think you should go back to college. But I was like, nah, that's not my thing. Because whatever they teach you in college, it depends on what major you're doing, but most of the stuff can be learned for free on YouTube. And I found myself doing that all the time. Like, I would be in class and I would be going back, opening the same thing on YouTube. So I was like, there's something not right with our system. And so that side hobby started becoming more of my main thing. I wasn't looking to commercialize it. It's still like my own Instagram page or my TikTok page is very organic. I try not to do too much commercial stuff on it. But that's where the agency kicks in, where we help people go viral.
Did you find the answer to that question you asked at the beginning? How to go from 500 to 50 million? Like, what is the answer? Taking notes.
I mean, the answer for me, everyone has their own answer. There's no one fixed answer, but the answer for me was to stick with a style of content that I can endlessly produce without getting tired. And that turned out to be making fun of podcasts, but it might change later on. And it took me 1,000 videos to figure that out. So consistently posting content until you find something that works for yourself and for the audience. Because a lot of the times what we do is we create something and we believe that it's the best piece of content out there, but a million people disagree with that. And that kind of just, is like the whole issue with going viral. So it took me a while, but I figured out that this works, but I don't know how long this will work for. And I'll have to change that and I'll have to find something different to adapt with once it doesn't work anymore.
So I have a question. Of course, you must have faced a lot of backlash because a lot of people do think in a way that behind every joke there's a bit of truth.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the backlash? And as well, when you make fun of, you for sure, of course, make fun of your friends, right? Because you're a comedian.
Yeah.
So do they take it to heart or do they understand that you're a comedian and that's what you do?
So when I get my friends on the podcast, I ask them to make these faces like they look like they're lost or they're out of this planet experience going on with them. So sometimes what happens is they're not okay with the way they look. So there have been instances in the past where I have to just take down the video, like, listen, I know we agreed initially, but I don't like this. And the video had like 3 million views, 2 million views. I was like, yeah, it's completely fine. Because that's like one video out of like 30 videos in 30 days. And for me, I try to keep that respect with everyone. But most of my friends understand the content, the comedy, because they don't know what's going to go out there. I could literally say anything and put a video with them together, but they understand that, okay, this is his theme. And I also try to keep my content as PG and as within the guidelines. I mean, we live in the UAE, there's some respect that you need to give. You can't just, like, humor outside of the UAE is different versus humor in the UAE. And so I've always kept it, clean, if you have to put it that way. And it's very harmless. Like, nothing I'll ever say is like on the line or like I'm taking it to that extent where I'm hurting someone. And I already think about that before I put the content out there. So yeah, it's been good.
True content creation, right? So you kind of humbly have mentioned your agency, but not only do you make your own very successful content, behind the scenes you're doing it for real estate brokers to CEOs. Can you share us like maybe one success story there of like what you've done with the page to take it from zero to hero?
I mean, hero is subjective, but like our best client would be Tawfiq Kredi from Brands for Less. So we've done his content from day one.
Whoa, yeah, it's a good page. 0
to 1.4 million followers on TikTok, 600,000 on Instagram, and now he has an Arabic page that came out. So the reason Tawfiq worked out so well was because he just listens to whatever we say. Like, he's just like, okay, what are we doing today? And we're like, 1, 2, 3. And that freedom of content creation that he gives us allows us to just create the best version. But it's like he's also invested in the process. A lot of the times what happens is the client will come in and be like, okay, make me go viral. It doesn't work like that. There has to be a certain, because it's content creation at the end of the day, and people are very fast to pick on, okay, is this person trying to sell me something, or is this person providing actual value in terms of entertainment or education? And so that's kind of the challenge we face. Like you said, real estate brokers, CEOs, automotive industry, B2B, there's so many clients out there. But I would say, yeah, Tawfiq's been the best.
Cool.
I have a question. So Casey is wearing a shirt that says residents are concerned.
Wow.
This is the Lovin merch, by the way. This is not a collab. It could be.
Okay.
She just wanted to be very comfortable today. So she had a hoodie that says residents are concerned.
Wow.
And is it concerning?
That is extremely concerning.
And we've got a gift for you.
Oh. Thank you so much.
It's a residents are concerned Vogue. It's Lovin merch, by the way. This is not made for this interview.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it.
There you go. That is for you. You can do whatever you want with it.
Thank you.
Could frame it or.
Thank you.
So if you can like come up with like a joke right now, and if you're on a podcast with Casey.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
On spot.
Residents are concerned. Shit, man, I should.
We actually, we've got lines for this.
If you got lines, that would help. But
We've got lines. Okay, let's do it. So
Yeah.
right. Okay, so we're gonna do some. We thought shower thoughts.
This was shower thoughts, thought-provoking questions, mind questions. But this is how it goes.
Okay.
So you just need me to read out the question. Okay. Why do we call it taking a nap when technically speaking you're giving? Why do we call it taking a nap when we're giving into sleep? You have to look a little bit more like. It's important for the video to work where you look as much as lost as possible, like as if you're in class.
I think he said look a bit more light, so I was like, okay,
right.
lost. Right.
All right.
I'll look at the camera.
There's another one where, okay, yeah, I love this one. This was my favorite one recently. If you smell your own fart, does that mean that the fart that left your body has re-entered your body? Isn't that concerning?
It's harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah. That's why they're not there.
The fart one was my favorite one, to be honest.
Yeah, that was my favorite one as well.
Let's do the last one with Farrell.
Okay.
Do I need to look like confused?
Oh, this is nice. I like this one. I might actually make something out of this. Okay. If we all technically live in the past because it takes time for our brain to process information, is anything truly happening in the present? Isn't that concerning? By the way, guys, I didn't come up with "isn't that concerning." Someone commented.
I'm so sorry.
Someone picked on me saying that in one of my videos, and then I kind of just made that into the thing.
Well,
worked.
best believe we didn't come with residents are concerned, but you read it on all of our posts.
Fair enough. Nice.
Big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
The video that you shared of getting your mom
Yeah.
and dad a new home, very special. Really
Yeah.
nice.
Honestly, I'm low-key still there mentally in that house. I moved out from Sharjah a long time ago. I've been living in JVC for a while, but my mom didn't. My family didn't want to move to Dubai. They were like, "There's no way we're leaving." You kind of just become attached to the place you're living in. 26 years is a lot of time. Like for me, it's my entire life. So moving them wasn't just a financial question, but like an emotional question as well. Like, are you ready to move? And they're just like, "Yeah, let's wait a little bit more." But then I was like, you know what? I had the talk with them. I was like, look, we're good for it. I think it's time. And I have a sister, I have a brother, and everyone needs their own space. And like, you guys saw the video. But now the new place is amazing. They love it. My mom's super happy. And I think for anyone, making their parents proud is like the biggest achievement. Like everything else comes secondary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it's like the Dubai dream. People come like they want to get their home, but like if you're actually able to give a home to your parents, then that's like on another level.
Yeah.
That's like a win-win, honestly. I want to ask, of course, like, when you were 16, you did not imagine you would be here, right? So if you can go back to your old 16-year-old self, what advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
To my 16-year-old self.
Yeah.
Like if I met the 16-year-old self, I would tell him try not to stop gymming, because I stopped working out after I was like 20 and I went into the workaholic mode. And I'd also tell him to take care of his health a little bit more, because everything else is just going to happen one way or the other. You can't prevent reality from happening. So I would just tell him to take more care of my health, because I used to be lean, if you guys saw the story yesterday, but I gained a lot of weight. And that happens when you're working, and you're not looking at yourself. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
It's interesting because I feel like when I was 16, 16-year-olds weren't in the gym. Like it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But if we were 16 now, I'm sure we'd be way fitter.
Yeah, 100%.
You guys have it easy if you're watching.
Yeah.
Very lastly, before you leave us, do you believe in manifesting? What's on your vision board? What's kind of like the future goal? What's on your mind?
So a lot of the trends and a lot of the content that we see is inspired heavily from the West. And when I started doing my content, I tried to avoid that as much as possible. And so one of my visions is like to have a version of Hollywood, but it originates from the Middle East, from the UAE. Rather than looking at what people are doing over there, we use our culture and we transform that into some sort of content, and people look over here and be like, wow, this is something we want to get inspired by. So yeah, I mean, I'm working on YouTube, I'm working on content. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but probably to inspire more content creators across the region to create content that is unique to them, because that is something difficult to achieve. And with like trying to go viral, you give in to whatever works, right? So on the vision would definitely be to create like this community of content creators that are heavily invested into the content rather than the commercial part of it.
I love that so much. If anyone's watching and if you're inspired, how can they find you?
At FahadK_. That's my Instagram. On TikTok, same. Or just send me, I don't know, an email. You can click on the email button on my Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
That's how you do it, guys. That is Fahad. Thank you so much for ending this week on a fabulous note with us.
No
We really
problem.
appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
That brings us to the end of our show on this Friday morning. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll be back with you on Sunday, same time, same place. On Monday, even. Bye-bye.